Happy Wisdom Wednesday, everybody. So this week's book of the week comes from an author here in Silicon Valley. It's Ben Horowitz. Ben Horowitz is a venture capitalist and co-founder of Andreessen Horowitz, a venture capital firm here in the Valley. He sold his company Opsware to HP back in 2007 for about $1.7 billion. And what he realized when writing this book was that there's all these books in business that talked about like the great parts, about success and when things go well. There wasn't really a book that addressed what happens when things go wrong. What happens when you're faced with very, very difficult decisions? And what are the ways that it can really go awry? So he wrote this book called The Hard Things About Hard Things. And I really like this book because even though I'm not a CEO, I always believe that the higher that you can sit and the further you can see, the better off that you can be, right? And this book puts you in the perspective of a CEO so you can understand the kind of difficulties and obstacles they face and the way they have to see the evolution of an organization. He tackles some really difficult questions in these books, such as what happens when you hire a good friend of yours and you have to fire them? Is it okay to steal employees from another company? Maybe it's your friend's company. What do you do when you have an exec who is a great fit a few months ago, but now not anymore, right? And what do you do when you sell your company? And he chronicles it in a very interesting way, pulling from a lot of stories from his life as an entrepreneur. And what I personally enjoyed quite a lot was that every chapter he started off with a rap verse. He's a fan of rap music. Believe it or not, I am as well. And you can find a lot of wisdom in rap if you actually look for it. This is the kind of book that you buy, you read it, and it's going to be pulled off the shelf many times in your career because, things that may not make sense right now or things that you can't relate to, you will be able to later on in your career. A big theme I got out of this book was, in order to be a great leader, it's important to take care of the people around you. But doing that starts with being able to take care of yourself and understanding yourself, understanding where your strengths are, where your biases are, where your weaknesses are. And if you're able to do that, you're able to surround yourself with a fantastic group of people who will elevate you and, more importantly, fill in those gaps where you may not be strong in. The one last thing I would say from this book, and I think it comes out of, I think chapter 6 or 7, I might be wrong. So he has a chapter where he says, take care of people, products and profits come later. And I know it's a cliche thing, but more often than not, we forget those kind of things and we start focusing more on how do we drive more profit, how do we create more products. And some of the best organizations in the world, they make sure to always focus on the people first. For me, I'm fortunate enough to be at a company like Potrero, and even when we go up and down, when it comes to our life cycle as a company, there's always been a good focus on the people and the culture, and we really feel that on our Friday meetings. If you're interested, go follow Potrero Medical's Instagram. You can see on our stories every Friday and throughout the week what our company culture is like. But I really believe in that message that you take care of people first, and then the products and profit will come later. So there you have it, book of the week, The Hard Thing About Hard Things. Go out and get it, and as always, happy Wisdom Wednesday.